as we welcome in the athletic director of Temple University, and that's Kevin Clark. Kevin, it's Zach Gelb and Chase Sr. How are you?
I'm great, Zach. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. We appreciate you coming on today. And we know you were out there in Notre Dame. We saw you in the post-game aftermath of the Owls dropping 128-6. But I thought the Owls did play a good game out there. How valuable is an experience of sending your team to Notre Dame for your program?
Oh, Zach, I think it was very valuable. As we build this team, we have a young team, but we have a lot of talent. And giving them the opportunity to play on a national level, playing a team like Notre Dame, it's going to go a long way. It's going to carry us pretty far throughout the season. We competed with Notre Dame. We're not that far off. We gave up a couple of early touchdowns at the beginning of the game, but then the defense settled down, and I thought they played really well.
Kevin, Chase Sr. here. We appreciate you joining us here on the main event. This is a football program that has switched conferences 3 times in 3 years, from the MAC to the Big East, now to the American Athletic Conference. Also a program that took on Villanova in its season opener the last 4 seasons. Now the Owls go up to Notre Dame to take on Notre Dame, a team that was vying for the national championship just in January. What does that say about the direction of this football program?
Well, what it say to me, and what I've been telling my coaches and the student athletes, is that we are a big-time program, and in order to be a big-time program, you got to play the big-time competition. And we're not there yet from a resource standpoint. We're not there yet from having the recruits we would like to have. But giving our football players that opportunity to actually be able to compete with Notre Dame, and for them to actually see that they can compete, goes a long way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As Kevin Clark, the AD for Temple University, joins us on the hotline, Philly's #1 college radio station, WHIP. This is the main event with Zach Gelb and Chase Sr. And Kevin, this has been a big topic over the years. I know you can only touch on it so much because there's a lot of negotiations going on. And I know that Lincoln Financial Field, that deal expires soon, and you guys do pay $1 million a year to play over at the Link. But have you ever thought about adding a stadium on campus?
Well, when you look across the country, every school that doesn't play on campus would love to play on campus. And we just like those other schools. I mean, I think it brings a lot of value to be able to have your students come out to their dorm and go directly to the football stadium on a Saturday morning. I also think it brings a lot of value to have your alumni coming back on a weekly basis to really see and experience that energy level that football Saturday brings to a campus. So at the end of the day, yes, we would love to have a facility on campus, but we have a new president, and the president have his priorities, and we got to make sure we fall within that pecking order, to be able to invest in the dollars it would take to have a stadium on campus. We are happy with the Eagles. We are happy with the situation we have, but at the end of the day, it would be great if we could have that stadium on campus.
I think a lot of pressure does come down to this fan base, and the fans got to get out to the stadium because we have the Liacouras Center here, which is a beautiful venue for college basketball in Philadelphia, which is such a historic, has so much history with it, with the Temple basketball team dating back to John Chaney, and now Fran Dunphy got the team into the NCAA tournament last year, and they went deep. They almost beat Indiana, but I think the fans really got to get out to the stadiums because you do have that Liacouras Center where it's on campus, and some games there's not a lot of fans in this building. So what is your message to the fans about getting out to games, whether it's football or basketball?
Well, with football, it's part of developing that brand and really building that product. And we really trying to build that product. And building that product, we need the fan support. I mean, the fan base plays a major role for our student athletes. It plays a major role on a Saturday when you're playing that game and the game is close in the fourth quarter, and you need that extra push. So having that support from the fan base is very big. From a basketball standpoint, when you look at recruiting and when you bring recruits in on the weekend and they go to your arena and they start comparing what Kentucky is doing versus what Temple is doing, having that fan support goes a long way.
How much Temple has grown over the last 20 to 30 years is just absolutely amazing. Both the athletic programs and the student body. The football program has a brand new practice facility at the Pavilion. Edberg Olson Hall is brand new and renovated. And the Liacouras Center is home to one of the most winningest basketball programs in the entire country. How attractive is Temple University as both a athletic program and for students to attend to receive a good academic stature?
I think it's very attractive. I mean, we are in the fourth largest TV market in the country, and so to be able to get your brand out there, to be on national television on a weekly basis, being in a new conference, and the number of football games that's going to be on television, the number of basketball games that's going to be on television, plays a major role in really highlighting and showcasing what Temple have to offer, both from an academic standpoint and an athletic standpoint.
Well, I'm always curious to hear this from an athletic director, because you have a plethora of recruits that come in here on a daily basis, whether they're interested in track, basketball, field hockey, football as well. What's your message to a recruit when they sit down and they say, hey, Kevin, I really like the program. I have some other schools knocking at my door. Why should I pick Temple University? Why should I be a part of your program?
First, I would tell them we have a very strong academic program here at Temple. I think 1 out of 7 graduates are from the Philadelphia area. I feel like we are a program that's up and coming. I don't think Temple have come close to reaching this potential on where this program is going to be 3-5 years from now. I think that we have a great supporting cast in place with our president, who supports athletics and values really what athletics bring to the university. In a lot of ways, it's the front porch to the university. And so I feel like we have a president who's committed to really improving the profile of Temple University. We have a great vice president, Karen Clark, who's new, who's doing a great job in marketing the brand that Temple has to offer. So I think all those things that we have and things that we put in place should get any recruit excited about the opportunity here at Temple.
Well, like we mentioned, it's a new conference, being in the American Athletic Conference, and you guys do kick off that conference this Saturday. What does that mean to be selected as that first game in the American?
It means a lot. I mean, once again, with the fourth largest TV market here, it really tells the story to the conference that we can be a major player in the conference, and that this conference really has some good schools in the conference that's going to compete at a national level. And for us to be the flagship program for the conference in terms of the first game being played here, it's important.
From a PR standpoint, last year the university's slogan was Temple Made. This year it's It Begins, and billboards are everywhere advertising Temple University. How important is it for Temple University to get their name out there?
I think it's very important because we have to tell the story. There's a lot of history here. There's a lot of tradition here. I mean, we have Hall of Fame coaches both in football and basketball. I just think that in the past we didn't do a good enough job of telling that story. I mean, I don't know if people know that I think Temple is the 6th winningest program in basketball in the country. I don't think people know that. Those are the things that we're trying to do. We're trying to get the message out to the fan base, to the alums, to the students, to everybody that, hey, Temple's going to be a major player here in Philadelphia. We are the biggest Division I program here in Philadelphia, the biggest football program here in Philadelphia. So we have to make sure we tell that story to everybody.
Final one here right before we let Kevin Clark run. He's the Temple Athletic Director for the university. And Kevin, a lot of eggs have been put in the basket for football, and that's been a main priority of improving this football program. And I do believe the football program is moving in the right direction. But then there has been some fans that have called into this show, and they've said the basketball program's kind of getting put behind the football program right now, where we all know how historic the basketball program is, and the students love basketball over football for right now. But what's your message to some of those fans that say that, and how do you plan to continue grow this basketball program?
Well, I would disagree with the fan base. I mean, basketball is just as important as football. I mean, and we have made some commitments this year in basketball alone. I mean, we have a new training table process that we're going through with our student athletes in basketball. Now they will have a training table that will be similar to what football has. The way we're going to travel this year, the way we're training this year, it's totally different. We have a new strength and conditioning coach that we made a commitment to. We're going to see improvement with our student athletes. The way we travel, I mean, you know, now that we're in a new conference, we cannot commercial every trip, so we have to charter some trips. So the commitment is being made in basketball just like it's being made in football, and we will continue to do that because basketball plays a major role for Temple University. It plays a major role for our conference and for the city of Philadelphia.
Well, Kevin, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much. Don't be a stranger to this show, and we hope to talk to you again real soon.
All right, thank you very much.